All right, this is segment number 4. Thank you guys for joining us. All right, so as we said earlier, we're talking about the topics how to set up and manage teams remotely and how to do that effectively. So let's jump in step number 6. Step number 6 is overcommunicate. It's easy to hear what's going on around the office because we're at the office, but whenever we're remote, you're no longer there. So over-communicate. The management team, the executive team, create a rhythm of communication with the teams so that everyone can hear the voice from the home office, okay? And you'll see how in steps 8 and 9, you want to create that same type of over-communication coming back the other way from the field. So over-communicate, specifically the supervisors, the folks who are supporting the frontliners that are now remote, they should be in touch with their people on a daily basis. And by daily basis, I'm not talking about a hard, formal, serious, overbearing call. It's a daily, it's a huddle. It's agree that you're going to call each other by either 7:30 before the 8 o'clock hour starts, or some people are going to say, no, I want that call at 9 o'clock. Fine. Just agree, supervisor one-on-one. But it's better if you set up a morning talk in which you talk about what we're going to do today, and then a close meeting at the end of the day. All right, how did we do? How are you? What's going on? How was your day? You update each other. You do a check-in, not just on the business stuff, but also the personal stuff. How's everything going at home? But don't ask for too much TMI. And if the person that's working remotely is reserved and they don't want to open up to how the home front is, don't press too far. But at least make yourself available to having a very personal conversation. So this over communication is about sustaining the relationship. All right, the other part of over communication is to create that central site. Remember, whether you use Google or Office 365 or SharePoint, what I recommend and I see done, or an intranet, it works the same way. What you do is you build a Word document, or you Word a doc in which you treat it like the front of an intranet page. If you have an intranet, then pull it out, dust it off, and build your intranet around what I'm going to say. If you don't have an intranet, don't think twice about it. It takes too long, too expensive to set one up. The way you can do it is take a Word document and basically just create a page called main menu or intranet and save it to your shared folder. And on that page is where you're going to set links to information about the operation, reports, and the latest news and information. You treat it like an intranet, and you tell everybody to take that link, put it as a bookmark in their browser, and constantly go to that page on a regular basis. And that's the page where we will populate and over communicate. New guidelines, you find them on that page, on that central point. I like to call it the water hole, the water cooler, the launch pad, whatever, or the intranet, whatever you want to call it, okay? For now, let's just call it the water hole, the water cooler. So go to the water cooler. We have new information, guys, and then you tell everybody, go to the link and look at it there and find it from there. And then they just see that every day that page is being updated. And if you send out a text or an email letting them know that, y'all, we've just updated the water cooler main page or the intranet page, then everybody becomes reliant on this, and that gives everybody a sense of stability, structure. Otherwise, again, it creates if you don't do this, it will make everybody have to go and email each other in 50, 60, 80 directions. And again, that level of triangulation is hard enough when you're at the office and you can see each other. But when you're remote and you're having to make sense through a bunch of emails, cut through all that, create this centralized site, and just watch how effective and efficient everybody can become. All right, number 7, to create the rhythms of communication, what I referred to earlier. The supervisors agree they're going to meet with the frontliners who are remote on a regular basis. Then those supervisors then talk to each other or to the powers that be one layer above, and then they talk with them on a regular basis. And likewise, all the way up to the executive leadership team at the top. Why? Because the teams from the top down need to make sure that the information from the field is coming in, not only in the productivity reports, but also find out what's working, what's not working. For example, are the scanners out there working? Well, no, we have 3 of the 12 people out there who are having problems with the application. Well, was somebody going to say something? And so if you then contact the person and you say, why didn't you say anything? What probably is going to come out is, I told my supervisor. And then you go to the supervisor and it says, what happens is, well, I told my director. And the director's like, well, I just did. See, you see the breakdown of communication. So by having everybody on a rhythm of communication, making sure that they're committed to touching the folks, connecting with the folks in the field, and then touching to the folks going up and going across is incredibly important. You want to put a spreadsheet that sets the key rhythm conversations and make sure the executive and the leadership team at the top are providing ongoing, especially with a crisis like we have, an ongoing daily, almost every other day approach to asking what's going on, what can we fix, what are the field saying? All right, and then that leads into, that allows the leadership team to provide better support. Why? Because you're listening. Okay. The cool thing is, again, like I said earlier, take advantage of this crisis to build this structure, because this is really the structure we should all be having, whether there's a crisis or not. This is the way communication happens, through a rhythm of up and down, regardless of where everybody's sitting. All right, number 8. Then the big clincher. This is, don't downplay this. This is very important. It's the weekly all-team conference call, and this is where the executives, the folks at the top, as well as the leadership team, agree. We're going to have on Thursdays or Fridays at 3 o'clock, at 11 o'clock. We're going to have an all-team call. Get everybody on the line, and we're going to do a 6-minute, 12-minute team huddle, so that everybody pretty much knows that they can hear each other, we can be updated, we can hear laughter, we can all talk about what's been going on. And my encouragement, what we did with a team of 225 people, we had a daily 4 to 6 call with a group of 20 offices. We'd hang up, we'd go on another conference call, another 20 offices. We hang up, we go. So the first part from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, all I did every single day, didn't matter where I was. It doesn't matter if I was traveling or at the office. I knew that there was a conference call starting at 8:30 every 46 minutes. And then I had the numbers. We'd all log in, and all those managers knew to log in, and it was a daily huddle. It was powerful, y'all. Then once a week, the regional managers would get together with the manager, with the branch managers, and we'd have a huddle for them. Very short huddles, but it was to update, to provide encouragement, make sure that the central file system, the water hole, was working, and make sure that they could hear our voice. And then we would set up a 20-minute with the owners and let them go into this all-team call and speak precedentially. Okay, so this is very important. All right, and number 9, the 9th step is build fun around it, especially with what we have today in very good advanced technology. You have Facebook groups, you have video, we can easily share Instagram. You can do contests about who has decorated, just like decorating the doors in their offices, who's decorated themselves, who's decorated their office space. You can do awards. As a matter of fact, you can even say, look, guys, I'm the president of the company. I'm going to be walking around. And what that means is I'm going to log in and do a 30-second visit. So I'm going to basically spend 4 hours, and I'm going to go and log in and Zoom in or Skype with every one of my team members for 20 seconds or for a minute and a half, and I'm going to cover everybody on Wednesdays so that everybody sees me walking around. Build fun around this. Take pictures. I mean, there's so much to do, but build a lot of excitement around this, motivate that, foster this, and don't leave it up to just everybody kind of figuring this out. Encourage everybody to have fun by watching the managers and the supervisors have fun with this, because being remote is tough, and now we're facing some real serious health issues or real serious scares around the country. You have to have some way to build humor and laughter around it, because we got to work our way through this and laugh our way through it. All right. So a couple of the things that you should be mindful that people are probably going to be training on is get them their organizational chart, so everybody knows that no one's falling through the cracks, and that everyone's getting at least a call a day or once a week to make sure that everybody in your org chart is accounted for. Second of all, your folks may need some time management. So if they do, look, we're now recording all of our modules, so call us, we'll help them out. We'll point you to some short videos on how to do time management, not only for in-office management, but also remote. But just be mindful that a lot of people are now being forced with time management structures that are just totally contrary to what they're doing, and they have to revisit what are the basic structures of good time management. So let us know how we can help you out. The other area is managing personalities. Again, it's hard enough to manage personalities when in person. remotely becomes more difficult. So your folks may need some management and some training in management of personalities. And the final one is how to do effective coaching. How do you coach and correct and get folks to change their behavior and become more professional when they're remote? When all I can do is look at you on the screen, and then how do I do that? Give us a call. There's some practical steps on how to do this really well, especially if you have your reporting mechanism. That's going to be the number one tool on how to provide effective coaching. Okay, we will soon update all of this on our website. We have this all on our YouTube channel. Thank you guys for joining us. Hope this helps. If you want to dive more into this and you want us to help you on how to set this up in your company, let us know. We'd be glad to assist you. Thank you guys. This is the Maurice Velasquez Show, powered by Team Real World.